welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another TN Tuesday. So this week we're setting aside a little bit my story, the first 60 years, and I'm going to work in my 2019 reading and watching because I haven't really been playing in this insert all that much. I got off to a lovely start through the early part of the year and through April, and again towards the end of April, and then that was it. So since August is my holidays, and on the 1st of August I started my holiday for the year, I have a couple of holiday traditions that I always either do or think about. So, of course, the first being the Highland Games, which I shared a little video about that and an 8.5 by 11 layout last week, I think. And then, generally, the beginning of my holidays is also the beginning of the Rogers Cup, the local tennis tournament. It's a Masters 1000, which means it's a very high-level tennis tournament, just under the Grand Slams, if any of you are tennis fans. So it's a mandatory tournament, and it's both men and women. And this year, the men were in Montreal and the women were in Toronto. And every year, we alternate. So, for instance, next year, the women will be in Montreal. Now, a few years ago, I used to always get some tickets and go, and then we started getting these crazy hot, humid, muggy temperatures, and I can't be sitting in stands at 95 degrees in the shade with like 95% humidity. So, the last 2 years, I have not gone in person, and this year I didn't really dare buy tickets for exactly that same reason. Hopefully next year, hopefully this global warming thing will get a little bit under control, and I will be able to get back to actually going to the Rogers Cup in person. But every year, even if I don't go, I spend quite a bit of time watching. I spend some time with my mom. The Rogers Cup is a tradition for me. And then the other thing that I always do at the beginning of my holidays, and then sometimes in the middle as well, is go to bookstore, spend some time browsing around, and buy myself a book, and generally a book that's a little bit outside of my normal reading. So I've done those two spreads. So the first one here, and these are also, this spread is also for How to Kill a Kit with Style for August, because I used my lovely How to Kill a Kit with Style kit. In particular, the 6x6 paper pad, Pick Me Up. So I use this lovely gold foil paper, and it's all sorts of tiny little patterns, which are a little bit busy, so I didn't really have an idea of how I would be able to use it. But here on this page, I found it was just perfect for a tennis page. Not that it has anything to do with sports or tennis, but it has a lot of little busy little things, like things going quickly, like a tennis ball. My logic anyway. So I just cut this down. I kept it at the full 6 inches, and then just cut it down to fit the width. I had this lovely paper from Pick Me Up as well, did the same thing, so I could just have my top and bottom, used a border punch here. And this is one that I use time and time again. I use this type of design in my traveler's notebook, and then it gives a perfect place, I find, for the photo. Again, nothing here is really popped up on foam, trying to keep my traveler's notebooks as flat as possible, although you see this one is already getting fairly chunky. So perfect place here to put my photo. And then I had quite a bit of this paper left, which is perfect for journaling. The colors match, so I just cut down in a little bit of a fishtail banner, put it underneath the photo so that it gives a nice little central design. and put a little bit of journaling for 2019. So men in Montreal, women in Toronto, always a packed stadium. Then I put what happened to all our Canadian players. So Raonic, round 2, Shapovalov, round 2, Felix, round of 16. That was on his birthday. This is one of our young up and coming who is already he just turned 19 last week, and he is already number 21 in the world. And then our star, if you've seen anything about tennis over the last week or so, Bianca Andreescu, for the women in Toronto, who just blew her way through to the semis. And then, unfortunately, she was playing Serena, her of course, a lifelong legend for her. And Serena was forced to retire after about 4 games. Andreescu was leading. Who knows? Anyway, she won. I guess a win is a win. Still tennis history for Canada. So then I just put this little cup here because I do enjoy sitting down with either, some days it's an iced tea. Every once in a while when we get to the finals, I generally treat myself for a martini, put a couple of little enamel dots, and then here, enjoy time at home. Amazing. Fairly simple page, but have it in the book for 2019. And then another fun little summer holiday tradition and treat is a visit to the bookstore. I usually get a book from a new to me author and somewhat different from my normal cozy mysteries. And I did exactly this. I don't know this author at all. She's written quite a few books. It's called The Bookshop on the Shore. And it is a book that has books as part of it. So I can't wait to get started on this. I love this kind of thing. It actually, that's sort of what I did last year as well. The book that I bought last year was a first-time author, and it was about a bookstore. So I guess I'm following on a little bit of a trend here. So used again. Now I had not as much left, of course, of either of these papers. So I just sort of did the strips down here, still the full 6-inch length. Used the other part of this paper that I could put underneath here so that I could do my journaling. So my journaling is here, my journaling is there. Photos are a little offset. So I find it sort of a little pleasing to the eye to go through the entire spread. So I did some deconstructed, little deconstructed cluster here. This is sort of like a radio, doesn't really have anything to do with reading, but the color matched, and it's sort of all about entertainment, I guess, was my idea. Again, another little cup that I had from here. Same premise as the reasoning for having it over here. Unplug, relax, which reading on a lovely, lazy summer afternoon means to me. A thumbs up and a few more enamel dots. And this here is a lovely sticker from the Chamel sticker book. So there you go. That is this week's spread in my 2019 reading and watching TN insert. So tell me, what are you guys doing this summer? Are you readers? If you read, what are you reading? Any good authors to suggest to me? I love cozy mysteries, psychological thrillers, if they're not too violent, if they don't mess with your brain too much, political thrillers, biographies. I don't really read romance, but I do like historical fiction and slice of life books. So if you have any suggestions, or if you've read something awesome this summer, pop me a comment down below. Or do you wait for the movies to come out? Are you more of a movie watcher as opposed to a reader? Let me know in the comments below. What kind of sports do you follow? So there we go. Those are our discussion questions for this week. And I will see you again next week with another TN Tuesday, back to my story, the first 60 years. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support. Talk to you soon. Bye.